You booked the holiday, you paid the deposit, your bag is half packed in the corner of the bedroom. And 4 days before you are due to leave, your manager pulls you aside and says, "I am so sorry, but with the staffing situation, we are going to have to ask you to cancel." If you are a clinician watching this and your stomach just clenched, I see you. This has happened to almost every nurse, every doctor, every allied health professional I have coached. It is one of the quiet, corrosive cruelties of clinical work. And today I want to talk to you about what it looks like when it stops happening. Let me put a few numbers on the table. Healthcare workers in the US, UK, and Ireland repeatedly report that one of the strongest predictors of burnout is not the hours themselves. It is the loss of control over them. The NHS Confederation, the BMA, and HSE Ireland have all documented the same pattern. When clinicians cannot take or cannot trust their booked leave, exhaustion stops being a phase and becomes a permanent residency. You know the rituals. The unspoken pressure to apologize for asking. The leave booked 6 months ahead and still defended like a court case. The mid-shift phone call that drags you back in because someone else has phoned in sick. The holiday spent half on email because you cannot fully relax knowing what is waiting for you on Monday. Most non-clinicians do not understand this wound at all. They book a week off, they take it, they come back. There is no drama. Reading that back, I imagine some of you laughing, because the idea that taking a week off could be that uneventful belongs in a different universe to the one you have been working in. I want to tell you something I do not always lead with on camera. Years before I ever stepped into digital health, I worked 30 consecutive 12-hour shifts while finishing my master's degree. By the end of that month, I was so cognitively foggy, I could not always remember the route home. I was making clinical decisions in a body that had stopped knowing the difference between day and night. What broke the pattern was not a holiday. It was a sentence. A nurse I respected, who had moved across into consulting, looked at me and said, "Rod, there is no such thing as an emergency in consulting." That single reframe was the beginning of my first leadership roles in digital health. Because once I believed her, once I let myself believe that the world would not collapse if I stopped sprinting, my calendar started to belong to me. I have written before about the goal I set at 19. Travel the world, have someone else pay for it, earn at least $200,000 a year doing it. When I eventually combined clinical, technical, and leadership skills, I became, in the language of my recruiter, a hot commodity. 150,000 air miles a year. 6 trips around the world annually. Some weeks I was in 4 different countries. And the thing that genuinely changed my life was not the air miles. It was that when I wanted to take a fortnight off, I took it. Nobody phoned me at hour 18. The work waited. The deliverables got delivered. The version of me that came back from real, uninterrupted rest was immeasurably better professional than the version that had never been allowed to stop. Here is the reframe. In clinical work, your absence is a clinical safety problem. In digital health, your absence is a planning problem. That single category change is what unlocks the holiday you can actually take. Patients do not deteriorate because a configuration ticket sits in the backlog for 10 days. The product roadmap accommodates you. The sprint reschedules. Nobody dies because you went to Lisbon. Your leave stops being a safety threat and becomes a calendar entry. That is the whole shift. And once your nervous system understands the difference, you stop apologizing for asking. You stop hedging the booking. You start telling the truth. I am away from the 14th to the 28th. Here is my handover. That is it. Foundation 1. Asynchronous by design. The first foundation of leave that actually works is that the work itself is asynchronous. Most digital health deliverables are measured in sprints, weeks, and quarters, not in minutes and hours. Foundation 2. Rest is a tool, not a betrayal. The better-run digital health organizations treat rest as part of the system, not a leak in the system. The leaders often came from the same pressure cooker environments you did. They protect the leave. Foundation 3. Ownership. In a healthy digital health role, leave is a planning matter, not a permission matter. You go. Nobody guilts you. Now, 5 steps this week. 1. Audit the cost of canceled leave. List every holiday you lost in 5 years and the financial figure beside it. 2. Pre-write your no script. Practice the language. I am away from the 14th to the 28th. Here is my handover. No apology. 3. Plan your first proper holiday before you take the digital role. Treat it as part of the transition deliverable. 4. Choose your employer carefully. Ask directly, how does leave work here? The answer tells you everything. 5. Take all of it. Do not carry unused leave out of habit. The leave is part of the compensation. Use it every hour. Step back for a second. The canceled holiday is not just a ruined fortnight. Over a 10 or 20-year career arc, a clinician who is not allowed to rest produces a measurably different outcome than one who is. Their relationships, parenting, and clinical judgment are different. Digital health re-engineers that arc. The career you can rest inside is the career you can stay in. That is the long game. What is the holiday you have lost that still bothers you? Write it in the comments. I read every one. If you are ready to design a career that lets you take the leave, I coach clinicians through the Impact program. Innovate, momentum, problem-solving, adaptability, courage, transformation. Visit rodgamble.com, subscribe for more conversations, and go take the leave. The deliverables will be delivered.